Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kyle LaVale channel. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and do your thing. I mean, after all, it's free, right? I don't ask for nothing. I'm your average guy on the internet just saying my opinion. And this is the fall of the simp economy. I mean, a man could pretty much do anything and be called a simp. And the biggest form, the worst part of being a simp is being a simp online. Being a simp to somebody that you'll probably never meet in your lifetime. You'll probably only see them on the screen. And people are getting sued left and right in China doing this, but it's mainly in America too, especially OnlyFans. But see, the only difference is this video, they didn't say what type of streamer, but usually when guys look at online streamers, a lot of times it's OnlyFans when they could have just went to Pornhub for free. Even though there is a paid service for Pornhub too, but why would you pay for it when you can watch it for free? But anyway, let's get into the video and see what's up with this one.
The older brother on the list confronted a female anchor in the streets of Chongqing, and the scene is truly shocking. The man exposed the chat records and presented screenshots with the anchor, claiming to have been scammed out of 300,000 yuan. What do you think of this type of man, who is so needy for attention?
You know, this is sad too. I hate hearing these stories. It's like, how down bad are you? It seems like the more money that guys get, the more desperate things that they do, right? I don't know. Some of these guys that are giving gifts and money to these female streamers, a lot of them are married and have families. Maybe they're just in a miserable marriages, but still, why would you stoop this low when you could have done some other things to where it involves being in person with the other person?
That he donates money thinking he will receive something in return. When they realize they've been deceived, they end up getting angry and resorting to aggression. This is a clear example of a weak man. In today's video, we will hear the opinions of Chinese men about this behavior.
What goes on in the minds of those who support streamers? What do you think these men, who send expensive gifts to female streamers, are thinking? Especially those who reach level 50 and above. Everyone knows, when the gifts stop, the affection stops too. So why do they keep spending?
And a clear example of this, it's the same thing with passport bros. Those that go overseas, a lot of times the young passport bros, they're not looking for somebody to marry and bring back. A lot of times it's, sex tourism, and that's okay, because the thing is, as soon as you close your wallet, their legs are going to close too. So just keep that in mind.
Why are they still willing to spend so much money? What's the mindset of these men who spend so recklessly? If you want to grow your live stream, you should try spending a bit yourself to experience it. Believe me, it's addictive. Many people think these men are just trying to satisfy their desires with these girls, right? But I'm telling you, in most cases, these men don't have that intention. Can you believe that? You might think it's unbelievable, but let me tell you, wealthy men have many women clinging to them in real life. They can easily spend some money and get what they want in reality. So why would they risk revealing their identity? Think about it. If a wealthy man gets harassed with suggestive messages in a live stream, he might just leave. Why? Because it feels low class. The lower the effort, the less it's worth to them. It becomes boring. Even in cold and unpopular streams, you'll find these types of viewers. Sometimes, when a streamer has over 1,000 supporters, they may even joke about getting married in the chat. Now, let's consider another type of spender. Everyone experiences stress, especially successful people. Do you think wealthy people have no worries? In fact, they often have more.
Because see, we all need to get out of this mindset that people with money don't have any stress or issues. If anything, they have more stress and issues than you do, because usually people that actually have the dough, they have more to lose than you. You struggling to pay the rent for your apartment versus they're struggling to pay for their mortgage and their liabilities, which is their wife, their children, and overall the tree of money. They support more than just their wife and their kids. They support their parents too. So that's way more to worry about. Oh, and let's not put in health issues.
Just look at the statistics. Many people with depression come from wealthy backgrounds. Why? Because when people are poor, they only have one problem: making money. But once they have money, they start worrying about many things.
And to my people watching this overseas, especially the youngsters, you grew up in the 80s, 90s, into the 2000s. We all know about More Money, More Problems. We know about Tupac, Biggie. It was Biggie's song, More Money, More Problems. Or should I say Faith Evans on the hook. More money, more problems we receive.
They want more, and they fear losing what they have. Daily life becomes stressful: houses, cars, kids, and financial burdens. When someone with money enters a live stream, they can relax completely. No stress, no anxiety, no worries. For those with wealth, it's not about the amount of money they spend. It's about whether they're enjoying themselves.
It's kind of like it ain't tricking if you got it. I got it and I'm going to spend it. It's kind of like a temporary high. This is basically, look at this, like instead of getting hooked on drugs, you got hooked on this instead. Like everybody needs an outlet. It's kind of like the old man you see out on the lake 6, 7 o'clock in the morning on the fishing pier. That's his daily stress reliever, or it just takes his mind off of other areas in his life. What else? There's just a lot of outlets, but some outlets are cheaper than others. I mean, the best things probably cost money to do, but that's why a lot of people are traveling, to escape reality. But then eventually that's their high, and they're going to have to come back down to face reality at some point. And this is all short-lived, so let's go.
Most people can't understand this because they struggle with money. For them, spending must lead to something tangible in return. Our mindset revolves around survival and consumption. But people's spending habits and abilities differ. If a streamer can make these wealthy viewers laugh and connect with them emotionally, they can earn their loyalty. Maslow's hierarchy of needs teaches us that at the bottom, people need food and shelter. But once those needs are met, they seek respect and recognition, like VIP status. Let me give you a simple example. When I dine at a restaurant I love, I not only enjoy the food. Since I visit frequently, they give me special VIP treatment. It feels good, right?
It feels damn good, and I'm going to tell you why. I used to be a patron at this Mexican restaurant, and after a while, the owner, when I walk in the building, there was times when he told his workers to just give me the food for free. Yeah. This was a long time ago, of course. I don't even think the restaurant's still around, but this was in my hometown at the time. He operated like 2 or 3 other restaurants under the same name. And he had opened up the second location in my hometown. The first location was in the city that I was going to community college in, which was like 15 minutes away, 20 minutes away in the same county. But yeah, I became a patron and they treated me real good. Just an example.
There's also another group, people hoping to earn money on platforms like TikTok.
Oh boy.
But these users rarely show up in smaller streams. They prefer large ones. They'll send gifts to big streamers to gain followers or promote their businesses. This used to be very common with e-commerce sellers. As a streamer, you need to understand what motivates these viewers to spend. I encourage you to try it yourself. Spend a bit and see how it feels. And now, let me ask you, what do you think motivates these big spenders to send gifts in live streams? Share your thoughts in the comments.
I really can't understand.
Ricky
Those
10.
people who spend all day in live streams sending gifts to influencers, have they lost their minds?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a streamer ask her dad, mom, brother, or sister to send her gifts? When it's time to boost her ranking, it's always you, the big suckers, who are called to spend. If a woman truly likes you, she would never let you spend money on her. She would be the one spending on you. If you can achieve that, then you can call yourself a real man.
Well, I halfway kind of agree on that because at some point you're going to have to break bread, especially if you marry that girl. Marriage ain't free. Women ain't free in general. So at some point you gonna pay. Get her pregnant, you paying.
But just because she calls you little brother, you melt over the few coins in your wallet, and you still expect a stranger to fall in love with you?
What's so romantic about being called a little brother? What the hell? Now, if it was baby or honey or something, that sounds a little bit more sexy. But brother, you dead.
Wake up. Go look at yourself in the mirror. Do you think you look like Wu Yenzu or Jackson Wang? Even if you were Andy Lau, for these streamers, you're just another lamb waiting to be slaughtered. I know people who sold their house and car to spend on live stream gifts. In the end, they lost everything and even sued the streamer.
So you're telling me there's men that went homeless, giving money and gifts to streamers? Is it really that serious? Now, I can understand being in the casino spending all your money, gambling. That's different though, because you gambling hoping to satisfy your high and win some money, but you get nothing out of giving gifts and money to a streamer. So when you do something, always ask yourself, what's the return investment in it for you? And a lot of times the things that we're addicted to, we get nothing in return. Like doing drugs to feel good, popping pills, then you come down, you're depressed and have to deal with real life all over again.
Do you know what she said? If you keep bothering me, I'll have my 10 boyfriends break your legs. Look, if you really like a streamer, just watch her and feel happy seeing her improve. That's enough. Watching live streams is just a distraction, not a way to win someone over with your paycheck. Even if you add her on WeChat, to her, you're just a silly name on her contact list. Don't expect her to fall in love with you. No matter how great you are, like Shinba giving 5 million yuan in gifts to Rueshue. Can you...
You know, as I think about it, not even just streamers, just any female audience online for attention and money, like IG models, Instagram models. We don't have WeChat here in America, but I wish we did. I know Chinese women that have WeChat. They could do that because they have home addresses back to where they grew up at in China. But yeah.
You do that. If not, then just work hard and save your money. Buy some clothes for your parents. They'll be proud and say to others, my son bought this. I've invested in 2 MCM companies myself, with over 300 streamers. I'm not afraid to offend anyone. I just want some people to wake up and stop lying to themselves. Be so amazing that they are the ones begging for your attention.
Wow.
Do you think those people sending gifts in live streams are just doing it randomly? Like fools? Actually, these big spenders can be divided into 3 types. Give a like, and let's continue the conversation. The first type is very goal-oriented. These guys usually send gifts to pretty girls. Now, ladies, do you think when a guy sends you gifts, he has no intentions? Of course, he has intentions. First, he sends a gift just to say hello. Then, he keeps sending more to see if he can get something in return. Like, can I get your WeChat? If that works, he'll send even more to see if he can take things further. But if he can't progress, do you think he'll keep sending gifts? His money doesn't grow on trees, right? That's why streamers know how this game works. If you manage to get him to spend 70 or 80,000 yuan, you're already doing great. This type is mainly attracted to your looks. Get it? The second type comes from guilds, kind of like a coordinated voting scheme. They send gifts to keep the live stream lively and attract new viewers. The rookies. When these rookies see big gifts like rockets or carnivals being sent, they get excited and send something too.
Now, the thing about this is, for the women that are doing that, I mean, good for them. But a lot of them don't realize that it's short-lived. I mean, we all see what happened to Lori Harvey, right? You're going to peak, and then it's just downhill from there. Meaning, your youth, your looks, once you get to a certain age, I mean, it's pretty much it. This only lasts from about maybe 2 to 5 years. Because these streamers, honestly, don't stay at the very top for very long. Once you go up, it goes down real quick, and you have to find something else to do. So, I mean, kudos to you if you could do that without going into prostitution.
But the truth is, it's all part of the guild's plan. The gifts flow back into the same group, circulating among guild members. Influencers often collaborate. You send me gifts, and I'll send them back. Do you think they do this for free? Of course not. Now, the third type is the rarest. This person might genuinely have money, but even if he's not super rich, he enjoys being treated like a big boss. When the streamer thanks him with, "Thank you, boss," and the music plays, it gives him a rush. Maybe in real life, he doesn't get that kind of recognition. So, he looks for that thrill in live streams to feel important and fulfilled. But like I said, this type is very rare.
But what I'm assuming is these men have no real hobbies that keep them busy enough from doing this type of shit. For a good example, I'm a car enthusiast. I go to the local car shows, the car meetups. You know, it's beneficial for me. That's how you make your connections. So now I know people, I know the promoters, I know how to get deals for whenever I need some work or something on a car. You know, it's like a brotherhood, and it's like you come together. And the good thing is there's women involved too, because a lot of these guys have families, sisters, cousins that are single, so you never know who you're gonna meet at these car meets and other events, or just conventions in general.
The wealthier a person is, the smarter they are with their money. There aren't that many foolish rich people out there. So, if you want to make good money from live streams, you have to think, what can you offer your big boss? Why should he spend money on you? Even the time people spend watching your stream has a reason. If you want them to stay, you need to give them something valuable. I can teach you how to set up an engaging live space, from the structure to the background decoration. So, don't think you can just start a stream and people will come to support you. Why would they?
Another thing is, he's right. So check this out. A lot of these big time streamers, they can't get regular jobs after their peak is done. So you're going to have to find something else. Like, you're going to have to continue to be an entrepreneur, because eventually, if you're so big on the internet, bosses, managers, and the higher ups, they probably like your content, but they can't hire. They're probably not going to hire you because you're a conflict of interest. Be like, oh, you're the guy that did this. And you're monetized. So yeah, you pretty much have to think if that's something you really want to do, and then go back to the real world afterwards.
Does the feeling really disappear when the gifts stop? We all know that being a streamer isn't easy, but in a live stream, meaningless company holds no value. If the big sponsor stops spending, why should we maintain the relationship? It's important to understand that streamers come to these platforms to work, not to find love. Every channel survives through the support of those who can afford it. If you can't keep up anymore, face reality and quietly walk away. Streamers are like iron and sponsors are like running water. That's the rule of live streams. No one will stay with you forever.
Nope.
When you stop spending, you lose your worth. Your efforts, like sincerity without money, won't matter to anyone. Meeting big sponsors or supporters online is all part of the game. From sweet talk at the start to mutual blocking in the end, that's just how it works. Even if you've spent countless nights and given everything, what difference does it make? When you stop giving gifts, your value vanishes. All your effort will be for nothing, and no one will care about empty sincerity. It goes like this: you meet someone, bond with them, exchange sweet words. But in the end, it's breakups, blocks, and deletion. That's the game. When you choose to play,
I wanted to add on to that too. They'll block your ass if you're a weirdo too. A lot of y'all be on these streams just complete weirdos. Y'all be saying weird shit. Y'all look weird. I'm not gonna get into it. But these guys that are giving women all this attention and money, a lot of them aren't even attractive. Like, me and these women wouldn't even give these guys the time of the day if they saw them on the street and walk past them. It's just like, oh, who are you?
the outcome is already set, unless you stop halfway and cut your losses. This is the essence of online romance. You have money, they give you love. No money? It's over. The problem is that you took the streamer's job too seriously. While they just talked, you got emotionally involved. You were the one who gave them the chance to hurt you, so who's really at fault here? I talk about this every day, but those destined to lose themselves still do. And those who will get hurt, well, they'll get hurt no matter what. Brothers, I get it. When you meet someone you like, it's hard to control yourself. But can you handle the consequences of losing your mind? Do you really want to end up hurt and crying? If you ask me, don't get too involved. Games should be played like games. Only then can you truly enjoy them. Do you think I'm right? Think it over carefully, brothers.
I often hear some big sponsors say that streamers only care about gifts, and when the gifts stop, the feelings disappear.
Go back, rewind this video back earlier to when I said that when you go overseas and start dealing with these women overseas, when you close your wallet, they're going to close their legs. The only difference is you met them, you know them, you dealt with them. But versus a streamer, somebody you never met, it's pretty much the same concept. You stop spending money on them, they're going to stop dealing with you. You get no more attention from them, no free attention.
Complaining that streamers are ungrateful and never satisfied. In reality, streamers are also people, and not all of them are cold or heartless. Today, a gentleman named Lee appeared on the live stream. He said, "I supported a streamer for half a year out of affection, but due to difficulties in my business, I stopped attending. Now, almost 2 years later on my birthday, I was surprised and touched when she remembered me and sent me a gift." He continued, "Back then I sent her gifts, but the songs she sang helped alleviate my anxiety. Every time I faced difficulties in business, I would enter the live stream to listen to her songs, and her voice healed me. So I never felt like she owed me anything. She was there to work, and I sent gifts while she sang for me. It was a fair exchange. The fact that she still remembers me, even without gifts, shows that the bond doesn't always end when the gifts stop." Mr. Lee then said, "Those who send gifts need to adjust their mindset and understand that they are paying for the emotional value they receive in the moment. Streamers are there to work and earn money. If they can provide you with the emotional value you seek, then consume rationally. Once the live stream ends, the consumer relationship also ends. Don't think that just because you've sent many gifts, you'll have some entitlement in the future. If you don't create expectations, there won't be any disappointments." What do you think about Mr. Lee's words? Feel free to come to my channel and discuss it.
Recently, I keep seeing various influencers analyzing things like the disappearance of the simp economy and the reasons behind it. In my opinion, it boils down to 5 words. I'm no longer available. What men want is really very simple. When they transfer money to you, if you can post a picture of you two together on social media, then for every anniversary or holiday, they will willingly send you red envelopes. If you give a man a marriage certificate, he will work himself to the bone every month, and when he comes home, he will hand over everything to the company, keeping only a little pocket money for himself on social media, effectively acting as a provider. But for such a little thing, many women nowadays are unwilling to give. For Valentine's Day, for instance, 520. Not even a smile or a kind word. 1314. Not even qualified to post on social media. This is why men are awakening so quickly now. Women always put themselves in a weak position, demanding that men give up their interests, yet they have no respect for men who are willing to make concessions.
Wow.
Donations to streamers are the biggest scam. A carnival costs 3,000 yuan, which is equivalent.
Yeah, you got the money though. I got money. Oh man.
Equivalent to half a month's salary for an average person. A boat ticket costs 600 yuan, enough to buy a nice piece of clothing. A sports car.
And this is the addiction that men get. They see the pretty little girl on the screen and they ready to splurge money. For what? What do you get in return? Just a cute video and a picture? Come on, man.
Costs 120 yuan, enough to purchase a few kilos of fruit, and filling an exhibition can cost 15,000 yuan. But why do men donate to female streamers? In reality, many of them are not rich, but ordinary workers who have wives, children, and elderly relatives at home. What do they really gain?
And see, here's another thing. Well,
from these
I want to stop it right
donations?
there. So, the biggest, how do you even say this? The biggest spenders on these influencers, and I'm speaking from an OnlyFans perspective, some of these streamers do meet up with their fans. Don't get it twisted. depending on how much money you're willing to spend on them, some of them might require a fee if you want to take them out. $400 or $500 just to take them out on a date, right? I've seen this on other videos where streamers, they actually link up with some of them. Some of them even have sex. It just all depends. So this doesn't apply to every streamer. Some streamers only pay attention to the biggest spenders that spend money on them. So a lot of these guys are blowing up their inboxes, trying to meet up with them, fly them out and everything. And pretty much they'll give up everything for the highest bidders. They'll get flown out to Dubai, whatever, you know what goes on, pissed on, shitted on, whatever. So the CEOs and the millionaires and the celebrities and the athletes, they could do this kind of stuff because they're more likely to get something out of it than, let's say, a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer, you know, like somebody that's actually rich and wealthy in investments. They'll probably profit more off of supporting a streamer than your average Joe, than a plumber or somebody or a nurse. So that's my take on it. And yeah.
It's to see a beautiful woman, to have a conversation. The psychology of many is that they want to win over the streamer, as if it's a competition to see who marries the beauty. Even after they are married, many do not achieve what they desire, and most do not have much self-control. This is the reality. This mindset is similar to that of victims of financial and telecommunications fraud.
And that's usually the aftermath. This picture right here by themselves. This is Kevin Samuels. I'm not going to go into the rest, but you know where it goes from here. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And like I said, you see how young and cute she looks right there. Are you really going to spend all that money on cosmetic surgery just so then you could keep streaming? A lot of times that's a bad investment if that is her goal. But yeah, this is Kai LaVeo. Let me know what you think on this. Salute.
Thank you.